There's a new Daniel Negreanu in town, and he's British. He's not Canadian.
Finally.
His name is Charlie Carrel, and he wears very colorful clothing to all of our delights. And he talks a lot at the table, which is really fun. And that's what he does for minutes and minutes and minutes in this hand. We're not going to show you all of the minutes, just the most interesting stuff in this hand on the EPT Super High Roller.
It's a 50K buy-in. Charlie's up against Leon Tsoukernik. They're six-handed because it's the final table, and Tsoukernik's the chip leader.
Yeah.
Charlie's got about 65-ish blinds, and I think he's second in chips, but he's got a lot of chips also.
Right. The people love the table talk because this was suggested by all of these people.
Yeah, wow.
If you have a suggestion for the breakdown, tweet it at us and include a YouTube link.
We're going to break this hand down as we go, so get ready for some analysis.
Juha Helppi is in the cutoff. He has ace-8 of diamonds. He's raised to 125,000, and once again, a domination situation. Tsoukernik with ace-9.
Looks like a raise.
Yeah, that's a 3-bet from Tsoukernik on the button. Re-raising to 325,000, gets a fold from Paul Newey in the small. Pocket tens for Charlie Carrel in the big.
For us, it's so exciting. I think very slowly as well, but everybody thinks, I didn't know everybody was thinking even slower than me.
So again, these three players in this hand, the three guys who are in for 2 bullets, also the 3 biggest stacks at the table.
It was 10 hands per hour, 15 maybe. Yeah? Yeah, on the one table.
I think Charlie's got to be well aware how live this guy is. Just calls. Doesn't want to get into a situation where he puts in another bet and he's up against a monster. I think it's probably more taking some ICM into consideration. Julia Thomas, very short stack. You really want to go to war with the biggest stack at the table when he will sometimes have you dominated. And he also won't have a problem flipping it off.
So here we go, heads up to the flop with Juha Helppi folding. It's Queen 8-4 with 2 spades. Charlie an 85% favorite post-flop.
Big pot or small pot? It's up to you. You're the one behind the wheel.
Did he just quote William Kassouf?
Yeah. Is that one of his lines? Big pot or small pot, it's up to you.
What kind of energy are you getting off me at the moment?
Well, that's 2016 for you.
Interesting.
Leon checks behind. Another overcard for Carrel, but he does pick up a straight draw.
Leon obviously picks up the spade draw.
8, 9, 10, jack, straight flush draw, yeah?
Indeed.
Whoa! One Minuin Deep asks, can you explain what implied odds are? Implied odds are the chips you can expect to win when you hit your hand super hard. Let's say you flop a set of 10s and Leon flops an ace. Your implied odds are that you're going to get his entire stack some of the time.
Interesting.
Bozam is predicting a button click back raise here, but no, just a call.
And that'll take us to the river with more than $1 million in the middle. 1.38 million to be precise. And it's the king of spades on the river.
I mean, that is just a really bad run out for 2 10s, no spade. Overcard, overcard, spade, spade.
At the risk of looking silly on TV, I bet 650,000.
Just about half pot.
Please do not make me look silly. That is the face I wanted to see, ladies and gentlemen. This is the face of Leon without a straight flush. We're in business.
Without a straight flush.
I mean, take a look at Charlie Carrel's haircut. He does not give up easily.
Actually, it's not possible for you to have a
He is committed.
Flush, that is the
How
face
is
of
not
Leon.
possible?
No reason. No reason. Why?
It's possible to have straight flush, no?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
You have a 10 of spade and ace of spade, or what do you have?
No. What do you think I have?
I do think that you have ace 10, and you have a 10 of pique.
10 of spade.
10 of spade, yeah.
And you can't beat that.
I can.
Damn. That's good news for me.
Very good news for you.
I tend to just get there on the river. It's kind of my style. But it can't happen all the time, right?
Yeah, it's a big pot.
Yeah.
You know. You can also have.
What can I be bluffing with? I could have Jack 10. No? What bluff do you think I can have?
2 red
I can have
tens.
Jack 10.
You paid, so you must have ace.
What, pre-flop?
Mm-hmm. You must have ace.
Ace with what? What bluff?
Ace with something.
Ace 9?
Ace queen.
I could bluff ace queen.
Ace queen. It's terrible if ace is a spade.
Yeah. I bet on the turn. I was pretty happy with my hand.
Yeah. $600 and how much? 50, yeah. How much is in the pot?
I'm not allowed to tell you.
You can spread it.
I can count it.
I own a casino, thank you. I can count them.
There's about a lot of green, I would say. What kind of read are you going to go for?
Why did you do it? Why did you pay so much?
Pre-flop?
Yeah.
So I had a good hand.
Me too.
I believe you.
Not really, Leon.
Why didn't you raise?
I didn't have that good a hand.
It's been clear throughout this long tank, so far, there's going to be more, that Charlie has been trying to put Leon in a very particular place mentally, obviously in the place of, I want to fold against Charlie, and Leon hasn't really been doing much with it until now. Finally, Leon is asking the right questions, and it's good to see.
Yeah, Leon started this hand, this river part anyway, this decision, looking at the river, looking at the action, and not thinking about, what about pre-flop? What's the story of the hand? What is Charlie's hand defined as? And now he starts asking the questions, which helps him to define the hand a lot more.
Moment of realization.
It's great.
Yeah, he has the aha moment, and he asks this.
Why did you pay so much?
Pre-flop?
Yeah.
So I had a good hand.
Which is a good question to ask. You have to ask, what does that mean when my opponent flats a 3-bet pre-flop? And then he follows it up with this.
Why didn't you raise?
Which is another good question to
Really
ask.
good question.
Yeah, he's saying, so, but you not strong enough? Okay, so it's one of those hands. And Charlie is telling a very particular story here. And he's saying, I have ace-queen, which I would play that way pre-flop, with the ace of spades. He's saying he has exactly that hand.
Right, and he says it right here.
Yeah. Why did you pay so much?
Pre-flop?
Yeah.
So I had a good hand.
Me too.
I believe you.
Not really, Leon.
Why didn't you raise?
I didn't have that good a hand.
Now, he doesn't say it directly. He's not even allowed to. But he can't. I mean, look, Wentworth Miller in Prison Break had the whole thing tattooed on his body.
Prison Break, okay.
Yeah. That's what Charlie, I mean, Charlie basically has done everything he could.
Are you talking about the coat?
I'm not talking about the, I'm talking about the tattoo that is now on Leon Tsoukernik's body, which says ace, queen, all these different
so
ways.
So Charlie's trying to tell a very particular story to Leon, who he perceives to be an amateur, and Leon is an amateur.
He is.
And back at the beginning of the tank, that's when Charlie started telling this story, when he really went to level 1. Check out what he says at the beginning.
That is the face I wanted to see, ladies and gentlemen. This is the face of Leon without a straight flush.
This is the kind of thing that normally, if you're an expert player and someone says this to you, you would know that they are weak, right? That's just a weak statement, right? Because it's a strong hand statement, which implies they have a weak hand.
Right. He's saying, I have the ace of spades. Oh, phew, you don't have the 9-10 of spades?
Oh my gosh.
What a lovely day. Now I can't worry about anything ever.
By the way, the hand you could never have in a million years,
course.
pretty much, right?
Of course. He's just trying to say, I have the ace of spades very explicitly, which is kind of level 1 table talk, which is what I meant when I said level 1.
Of course.
Right. So there's been a lot of table talk so far, and Leon's going to tank for a little longer, and we promise we'll try to keep only the interesting parts in there. But he's going to make a decision, and then we're going to analyze a little bit more of the gameplay.
Could be bluff.
Could be bluff.
Yeah, could
Exactly.
be.
Could be
What hand do you
5
think I
minutes in the
bluffed?
tank,
I
Leon.
think Jack 10. Jack 10 most likely.
You want me to believe in a bluff?
I can have Jack 10, I can have 8-9. I can have Queen 10 maybe.
I love it when they name their actual hand when they do this. Do it. Say it. I could have 2 red 10s.
10 of spade.
I mean, that wouldn't be a bluff, you know. You have ace king?
Thank you.
No?
No, I don't.
Better?
Hey, maybe Leon will pay everyone's
gave me
overtime.
time.
Yeah. Depends which street we're talking about, but at the moment, better. 2 pair? King Jack or something?
As long as they're talking, I don't mind taking time.
Feel like we're gonna have to call a
More
friendly clock,
interesting.
if that's okay.
In like
A friendly clock.
In 10 minutes.
I just want to try and rush your decision.
The
So I
blinds.
feel like you might be working it out.
Friendly clock has been called.
I don't know.
Big Nick's coming to the table.
Thing.
And what happened after if
If we get to
That's
zero,
that, yeah?
if we get to zero, the hand.
If you like me to talk, I'll talk. If not, I'll shut up. You're gonna look pretty smart whatever happens. I
Yeah,
think.
sure. What? Okay. But I don't have 10 euro. Yeah, I think so. No, I cannot bet. I don't have money.
30
with me.
seconds.
I have 50 crowns.
30 seconds.
That is super. 50 crowns? 50 crowns.
Oh, man.
I fault.
He folds! Charlie Carroll.
10 of spade.
You rapscallion.
That's why I put behind. That was good.
Well, I guess all that gabbing worked. I guess Charlie did really push the right buttons and gets Leon to make that fold, which is really cool to get your opponent to fold the third nuts there. Maybe Leon shouldn't have done it. And Charlie continued to do the table talking. He just kept doing it. And when he was listing his bluffs, here.
I can have Jack 10, I can have 8-9. I can have Queen 10 maybe.
None of those make sense, right? We established what Charlie might have pre-flop, and it's not any of those hands. That doesn't really make sense. But more to the point, Charlie's just trying to look comfortable, we think.
Yes. We think almost all of this talk, while he is doing these things, these sort of strong hand statements to try and convince Leon to fold, almost all of it really is about, see, I'm fine, I'm comfortable, and comfortable people usually have it.
Right, and he does actually seem comfortable. He's pretty good at seeming comfortable. But beyond that, let's talk a little bit about the gameplay here. Should Leon fold the third nuts?
Okay. Against most opponents, it would seem sort of absurd to call the turn, hit one of the very best cards in the world on the river for you, right?
It even makes your flush better. It's not a low flush card.
Right, because then you'd have the fourth nuts and he'd have more combos of things that beat you. There's almost nothing Charlie can really have that beats us, except, as we said, 2 10s with the 10 of spades, and ace queen with the ace of spades, maybe ace king with the ace of spades sometimes.
Maybe, but does he really ever bet 2 10s with the 10 of spades? Maybe he does.
He might.
He might decide to bet fold that hand. That's possible.
I think it's reasonable.
Ace queen with the ace of spades makes the most sense, but there's only 3 combos of that. Ace king with the ace of spades, he's usually going to 4-bet that pre-flop, you think.
Usually.
But even if he doesn't, sure, we'll give him those 3 combos. It's still not that much compared to the multitude of bluffs he could have once Leon checks the flop.
I mean, when you call the turn as Leon with our flush and straight draws, and we get there, we have to have very compelling evidence to fold. A really strong reason. Otherwise, we're just burning chips.
Well, Charlie gave him the evidence, I guess, right? That was
tried
Charlie's
to.
plan. He's going to talk and talk and talk and talk and give evidence and say, I'm so comfortable. I have the ace of spades. Oh, boy, you don't have a straight flush. What a happy day for me.
It's weird, right? Because in some ways, Charlie really can't have a worse hand for value.
No.
Right? So Leon can only beat bluffs here.
Right.
But Charlie can absolutely have bluffs when the king of spades comes. Charlie, as we see, has really good reason to bet here. Not because he's trying to fold out the 9 of spades.
No.
I don't think in a million years Charlie thinks he can fold out a flush here.
No, he even says he's targeting ace king and 2 pair basically to Leon.
Right.
Yeah.
He thinks like, oh God, Leon has ace king or king jack.
Yeah.
Those are 2 hands, and if he doesn't have a spade, he's just gonna have to fold anyway. That's what I'm trying to get rid of. Which makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Charlie's thinking, okay, I guess it won't work if he has a spade somehow, but, I just have to take those lumps. Luckily for Charlie, it even works against the third nuts.
I mean, it just shouldn't.
Yeah.
Right? And the thing that's sort of a shame in all of this is Leon comes up with the 10 of spades as being the card that Charlie has to have. By the way, Charlie, again, doing everything he could to say, I have the ace of spades, bro. but somehow that still Leon
People like to put people on one hand better or one hand worse. That's just kind of what people do. Even Daniel Negreanu does it, right? Everybody does it. Leon did it. He did it a little bit too hard this time.
Yeah.
Ended up making the wrong decision.
The thing is, Leon's got the chips he can afford to call. He's a casino owner. I assume he's got money, so this money isn't that big a deal to him. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're in debt.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Who knows?
They're in Prague. Who can say? But I think I don't know what's going on in Prague casino, economics.
I do.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But I just don't see how you can call the turn and fold this river without more reason, more evidence. The hands have to be more defined than this. There has to be a very clear tell, which you feel you're picking up accurately to be able to fold.
Right. And Jonathan, you said something really good on the podcast. If you're Leon, or if you're us, or pretty much anybody who's playing against Charlie Carrel, who is a master of table talk, it's probably best to ignore all of the table talk if you can and just go with gameplay.
Right. You have to pretend you're on the internet.
Yeah.
Right. Somebody bets. I call the turn because I have to. I've got all the outs. Someone bets the river. If I was on the internet, I would call.
Right.
So against a guy like Charlie, I just, turn on my mental headphones. I'm listening to some song in my head, and I just call anyway because that's what I would do, absent all the talk. If you want to hear our responses to our favorite comments from you on this video, click right here.
Charlie Carrel talks a lot.
Yes.
So does Mustafa Kanat.
Yes.
And we've already done a couple hands with them. Check out one of them by clicking up here.
Yeah. Also, check out our podcast where we go into much more detail about all the table talk, about Charlie, about the decisions in this hand. It's called The Breakdown. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
We talk about pre-flop in that thing, right?
Yeah.
We talk about the flop, the turn, the river, all the streets.
We do all the things.
Yeah, check that out.